What's going on, everybody? Wanted to touch base with you all today. I had a lot of questions in the last video about what camera system did I use to get my angles. And I can sum that up with one word, and it's Tactacam. I love this camera setup. It's user-friendly. Just an all-around great camera. You're filming in 4K, so the quality is just superb. I want to touch base a little bit and give you an overview. So we've got the Tactacam 6.0 mounted to my weapon. I'm getting everything converted over to rifle season since we're getting ready to kick that off here in Virginia. I run one camera looking back at me with a camera arm, and I run two cameras out in the field. So that's kind of an overview. Let's touch base a little bit about each one. So I've got the 6.0, which is the newest camera that's out, filming in 4K, 30 to 60 frames per second. Just a great overall camera. They really knocked it out of the park with this one right here. The clarity of it is just superb. The image stabilization of it is just top notch. And you, no matter how, if you're like me, nobody's perfectly steady without a gun rest, but it will give you the perception that you are. So I love this camera right here. What I typically do on my weapon, I've got the universal clamp mounted to my scope. And I really like that over the scope, down the barrel look. I can take it off and I can go under the barrel with it. Everything is adjusted with some set screws right here. Just take that clamp off, move it. I like the versatility of that. The one thing I do like about the 6.0, without getting too far into it, is you can actually, once you cut this camera on, you can actually watch through this LCD screen up here of what you're actually filming, which is head and shoulders above the older versions such as the 5.0s. So really love that camera on my weapon. For the next one, I have a camera looking back at me, and for that one I like to use the Tactacam 5.0 wide. It just, like it says, it gives you that wide angle that you typically don't get with a zoomed in feature such as the one like the 6.0 and the regular 5.0. The 5.0, what I typically do is I've got a homemade camera arm. Now you can go out, you can get the Muddies, the Fourth Arrow, all those are great. I just haven't invested the money into that yet. So what I've done is I've taken some old scrap aluminum arms. I drilled a bolt right into the middle to give me that extra reach out there. I've got a 1/4-20 bolt for all camera thread attachments. I've got a thumb screw here with just an old L bracket. And what I typically do is I attach this to the tree with a accessory hanger. Okay, so now when I get to the tree, what I do is got a slot in the back, got a slot here. I just put that through the slot and I turn it, tighten it down up against the tree. That gives me that good pressure. And then I can also use this to hang grunt tubes, accessory packs, whatever else I need. And with the camera arm, the 5.0 wide, I can reach that. This camera arm allows me to reach out and film myself. So what this is going to do, I've got a universal mount that, those cameras are tough, boy, I tell you. And what I'll do is I'll get this on. Once I get it mounted to the tree, I'll spin it around, and then I can get that angle wherever I want and have that camera looking back at myself. And you might be asking, well, how do you control all of that at one time? Well, that's an easy question. And another reason I love this system is the Tactacam remote. So now I'm able to control all of these cameras with the push of a button. One push, all these cameras will cut on at one time. You gotta love that. Another feature that these cameras have, in the 6.0 and the 5.0s, is one button operation. So I can cut this camera on, okay, it's gonna blink, it's gonna buzz twice, and then when you get that blinking green right there, that's recording. So now I can stop it. The 6.0, the 5.0s, you can always control those here. So I've got the green, so I'm filming in 3K zoom. I can push it once, I'm getting blue, now I'm getting 8 times zoom. I can push it one more time. I get that cayenne blue color, and now I can film in slow-mo. I really love these cameras. You really need to check them out. I have links in the description for all these to shed a little more light on these if you're interested in them. Or go ahead and one push, I can cut that off. Like I say, I've got that one looking back at me. Now, let's move along to the ones I have in the field. Usually I typically have these on the ground or mounted to a tree. What I like to do is, this is the Tactacam bendy mount. So this is a clamp right here. Very versatile. You can mount it to limbs. The last video I had with the 10-pointer I had actually this GorillaPod mounted to a tree stand step. And that's just the versatility of these things. You can put them anywhere. I really like the bendy mount because you can actually bend it. You know, you can flex it, get all kinds of different angles. You need to come up underneath. You know, there's just so many things that you can do with this. Really love this mount and love the camera to go with that. My last one here, when I was talking about getting ground angles, I actually had this one mounted to that tree stand step when I got that shot. The thing about these cameras here, your ones that you have out in the field, what you want to do is typically set these cameras up on trails that you know that deer like to use. And you know as well as I do, deer are unpredictable, right? You know, they're wild animals. You don't know what they're going to do, where they're going to come from, and it's a crapshoot. You don't know what's going to happen. But what you can do is study, know your trails, know the angles that you want to capture. So, like I said, with this one, I had it wrapped to a tree stand step. You know, and it's very flexible. It's got lots of joints in it. You know, I really like this one during turkey season because you can actually set it down on the ground. I can get shots up. You know, I can get those gobblers coming in to my decoys or any particular area that I know those gobblers have a high chance of coming to. That's what I'll use these mounts for. But they can wrap around trees, wrap around limbs. These work really well on T-post. I'll try to show a video of that here now. But just so many things that you can do with these mounts that make having Tactacam cameras that much easier. And both of these mounts also have the Tactacam universal mount. All it is a thumb screw here, tightens the camera down, clamps around it, has a little rubber insert so you don't damage your camera. And you can tighten it, and you can bend it, you can get your angles however you like. So I hope this answers some questions. Later on, now that rifle season is here, what I brought out, I haven't mounted it yet, but I do have the Tactacam FTS. And what this is, it allows you to film through your scope. So what I'll do is I'll have, they have scope adapters that actually come with the kit. And you can actually take this and make it a little easier for you here. Slide this over. And what it is, there is an adapter that mounts right up inside here. The adapter goes on your scope, and then you actually come in and mount your FTS on top of the scope. Okay? And then what's going to happen is, I know I've got the mount here, but the camera will actually go in here, sets in, and now you can actually film through your scope. And how they do that is there is a mirror inside. You can see that right there. There's actually a mirror where that camera will actually go in and it will bounce the image back through to the camera to record it. And then you're looking right through the scope through your main reticle there. So this is just a cool feature to have, another thing to have in your arsenal if you're a self-filmer. So I hope this answers some questions. Like I say, I'm going to have links in the description to all these products that we've got. And thank you all for watching, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.